Art of Not Thinking by Alex the Virgo. Maybe we can learn something from this. Maybe we can learn something from this.
Anybody that's shooting for something extremely high, you have to start with
a little irrational.
A little irrational, because if you were to let logic or rationality, you wouldn't make it because
too many
everything
obstacles.
The numbers, the odds.
You can't do that.
I feel like you gotta do this if you want to be a musician, especially nowadays, bro. It's so saturated. I'll say even trying to do content like this YouTube channel, maybe I should think a little bit less and have some more rational thought, which I think I already do, because I'm doing this off the strength of I'm not making any money right now. I'm just grinding the watch time, trying to build a little following, you know what I'm saying, based on my opinions I give on videos. And hey, we getting somewhere slowly but surely. But I think I have some level of delusion because I'm not doing this for any money. I'm not getting paid for this. It's just my own time that I'm contributing to it. But because just like the music industry, YouTube, everybody want to be a YouTuber or a streamer, but not everybody can be a YouTuber or a streamer. But I ain't thinking about that though. I'm just doing it. Somebody just made an account today. Like, and they probably want to do the same thing as I am. They probably might make a better video than me. But that don't mean eventually I can't get to where I want to go and reach the heights that I want to get to.
The odds are in your favor. It's a strength. I still have the same delusion from when I was 6 and 12.
That's it. How did it feel to you? Let me think. Don't think. Feel. It is like a finger pointing away to the moon. Don't concentrate on the finger or you will miss all that heavenly glory.
Don't count yourself out. You gonna have people ignore, like, think trying to like take away from your blessings. Don't count yourself out. Look.
Dad's broke, bro, with no money, no power, no food at the crib, food stamps. Mama she don't got no car. She don't know where the fuck next meal coming from. Lamborghini, but them niggas used to be bums, bro. Like, nigga, them niggas used to be bums, nigga. I used to be a fucking bum, bro.
But if you, I'm proud of Duke, because like I think I follow his content a little bit from the 2K days. Like when he transferred over to just like streaming, I wasn't really going along with that because I didn't watch streams like that. But to see where he came from, which is the 2K community, just making like build videos and like him having them park videos in that era and being able to translate that over to what it is now, grinding, or even telling his story about how he'd get off work, come home, playing the game for content, for context purposes, and then edit a video, post a video every single day. Get off work, grind content, post a video every single day until he got to where he wanted to. That had to take some form of not thinking and just saying, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it regardless. I'm gonna do it regardless of where I'm at right now. Cause he started at 0. He probably had videos that shit ain't get no views to start out, but shit, look where it got him.
As humans, one of the exclusive skills that we have that no other creature on this earth has is the ability to analyze and think about situations over an extended period of time. But see, if your gift is not used in the right way, then it will eventually turn into a curse. Overthinking is something we do in society due to various reasons. Like, you know, Instagram baddies saying they want a man that's 6'6", 6 feet tall, 6 inches, and makes over 6 figures a year. Men saying they want a big booty Latina who is basically just a sex robot who cooks, clean, and sucks dick. To be successful in life is to be happy, to be fulfilled.
Try to see where he going with that one. That's an interesting start to the video.
To experience love. We get so used to having to think about stuff to make things happen, or so we think we thought it into existence. And to be fair, sometimes it is that thinking that allows us to advance in this life. But I found more times than not, it is not even close to that. That is what gets us this far. It is not our own thoughts and ideas that we are communicating through various art forms and words, but we are merely just the mediums for these ideas to speak through that want to be heard. So often, what gets in your way to take that final step to walk through the door to get what you want after waiting your turn is quite literally the same thing that got us this far. Thinking. Your gift.
I mean, he not lying. Prime example. If you a guy or a girl, I'm pretty sure you've been through this at one point. Somebody you want to approach. This is the age old. Somebody you want to approach, guy or girl. And your thoughts get in the way. Speaking for myself exclusively too. It's like, hey, what if this happened? Thinking, what if that happened? What if they do this? It gotta be set up perfectly. Like I gotta ask her at this moment. I gotta do this at that moment. You know, I gotta wear this. Thinking way too much until I had one friend just say, the worst they could say is no. Changed my whole mindset. Eliminated all of that thinking. Eliminated a ton of thinking.
Can be just as easily your curse. I know this sounds backwards right now, but let me explain the art of not thinking.
Let's see.
On August 29th, 1958, in Gary, Indiana, a star was born, a Virgo, an angel some would call. This kid at the age of 5 could already dance better than most grown men, had a stage presence at 5 that most artists today aspire to get one day. And if none of this by itself impressed you, well, just wait till the kid actually opened his mouth to sing. A god was created. I know there's the ongoing joke of Michael's dad, Joseph, with a belt in one hand and a guitar in the other, saying, you know what I'm saying, you better get these moves right, and if you don't, I'm gonna whoop your ass. But regardless, Michael genuinely had a love for music, dancing, and expressing himself through these art forms. You could hear it in his melodies. The pain that was caused for the advancement of his music from his childhood was also his therapy. His curse was also his gift. But you don't get to that level of Michael Jackson talent-wise, success-wise, with just pure thinking or even practice. And I want to make it clear for all of you reactors probably watching this right now with y'all Lego my ego head ass who finna sit here and say, well, you gotta work, bro, don't neglect the execution. The work will naturally be there when the love is there, which Michael had. But more importantly, Michael...
Okay, I'm glad he said that, because it ain't solely, you know, but mindset is just as important as doing the work. I will give him that from the reactor community.
Michael didn't think about his art. He let it naturally come to him. Most of Michael Jackson's biggest well-known songs were spurts of inspiration.
How do you write a song?
How do I write a song? Well, if I sat here and played some chords, whatever, and say, I'm going to write the best song I've ever written, nothing happens. Something in the heavens has to say, look, this is the time that this is going to be laid on you, and this is when I want you to have it. Now, I remember when I wrote Billie Jean, I was riding in my car down Ventura Boulevard. All I said to myself beforehand, I want to write a song with a great bass hook, you know, and I just let it go, really. And then several days later, you know, you know, the whole
Where did that come from?
From above. See, the thing is,
This is natural talent. And if you see some of the greats like working on songs or in the studio, a lot of the times, like the melody or how it should sound, or like the rhythm of the song is there, the flow of the song, how they think it should sound is there, and it'll sound like a mumble. Like his was just like straight up the beat. But like if you hear like a freestyler, like if you ever heard like Juice WRLD, like they kind of and then the words come out later on, but they gotta find that flow first. They gotta find how they think it should sound first. Like that's just natural musical talent, and they not really thinking much. They just feeling it out. That's just natural.
Artists seem to get in the way of the music. Get out of the way of the music. You know, don't write the music. Let the music write itself.
The dance as well?
Yeah, same.
When you don't think, you enter a state of openness, a flow state, some call it, to receive the right messages at the right time. If your phone's on Do Not Disturb because you're so busy up there, well, then you can miss the call that'll change your life. The same goes for the ideas and thoughts that you need to receive at the right time to accomplish the dream and goal that you've been working for and waiting for so long. But we often get tricked into thinking that we need to think harder, we need to grind harder, we need to force this work. And that could be the case for some, but if this video found you, I don't think that's so. When you watch Michael Michael Jackson dance, sing, and talk. Everything is put together and on point, but it's also very smooth and open and up for interpretation. Effortless, you could even say. You never hear Michael trying to sing good, you know what I mean? He's being an instrument for the creative energy to work through him to convey a message to people. And look at how many hearts he impacted, how many lives he saved and changed. But if he tried to think about any of these things, just as he said, they never would have came. You can't rationalize love. You can't rationalize abundance. It's like trying to rationalize why the earth makes trees create oxygen for us to live. Why is there so many trees for so many animals? There's no logical reason except love. When my mom was first teaching me and my sister how to swim, one of the first things she taught us was how to float. And what determined if you were gonna sink or if you were going to float is how still you could be, how much you could turn off your brain and not think, how much could you let go and have trust in the water to carry you. And anybody
That's a good start. I think your body fat got something to do with it also, why you could float real well. And like as a kid, you probably shouldn't have that much muscle. But that go with swimming in general. Like you ever seen somebody drown? Like they fight in the water. They fighting to try and get out the water again. But if you just chilled out and just tread, like if you ever seen somebody tread, they barely move in the water at all. Very calm. Just allowing the water to do most of the work for them. I mean, they're kicking and weighting their arms, but you can see a swimmer versus someone who can't swim. Totally different. Complete panic. Get me out of the water now. As if somebody just floating in the water. They just, I'm just in the water.
Anybody who has ever floated in water knows once you let go and stop thinking about it, you're completely fine. And that's when you start to float. It's when you stop, think, and try to rationalize how this water is carrying you. Your fear of the water, that is when you sink. Nature really is one of the greatest teachers.
One of the most important things to being successful is listening. It's listening and watching.
Another reason a lot of people let thinking get in their way is due to the rationalization and being comfortable in the rationalization of oneself. The natural limitations that you put on yourself. You don't even know how far you're gonna go in this life. And more times than not, the only thing that limits you are the only limitations you put on yourself. I say all the time, I feel like if we stopped telling kids that they couldn't fly, eventually kids would start flying. Your mind, the same as the...
I don't know about all that, but great example for kids. These elementary teachers need to stop telling these future pro athletes that they dreams is too big of becoming pro athletes. Because we hear that story. I feel like I've been hearing that story way more. I told my elementary student, I told my elementary teacher I wanted to go to the MLB, NFL, NBA. Could you, or like it's just that might be a little bit too grand of a goal. What about like a doctor or a dentist? No, let them think that, bro. Cause wouldn't you rather be the teacher that said that the player come back and be like, yeah, I had this teacher encourage me, said I could be whatever I wanted to be. Cause that's what I thought. I mean, I thought I could be whatever. I thought I could be an astronaut. I thought I could be a cowboy. I thought I could be a Power Ranger if I really wanted to. Shit, I wanted to be on Disney Channel. I wanted to do something. I thought I could do it too. I still think I could do it. Not
universe isn't simple.
Hold on, not Disney Channel and all that, but like acting in some form or fashion. That was like younger me. Today me. I just want to make content and because YouTube is the primary source. But I'm like, bro.
Machine that goes, this is right, this is wrong, but it is rather a well that takes in what it is told, actions and thoughts included, and puts it back out with that exact same force. One person that has mastered not thinking and rationalizing and putting limits on their self is one of the biggest streamers in the world, Kai Cenat.
Kai, where's your YouTube channel? I got one thing to say. Welcome to my YouTube channel!
One thing about Kai that has always stuck out to me about him was the spontaneity of his art. Even really down to the way he came up. Kai would make Instagram skits and YouTube videos mainly in high school, which gained a little bit of traction since, everybody in New York knows everybody. But he realized in his senior year that he needed to take this content creation thing serious. So he made a vow to himself that he would post on YouTube every other day and post a skit every day on Instagram. And he did exactly that. If you go to Kai Cenat's Facebook page, you can literally literally see him posting a skit and YouTube video almost every single day for a year straight. Some did good, some did bad, some were cringy, some were funny. And he built a decent platform from doing these skits, ding dong ditch videos blowing up on his channel, and he recently started linking up with his soon-to-be household name group AMP. But he still wasn't one of the biggest streamers in the world. He was just a successful content creator at this point. Until that one day.
From 1 to 10, like from 1 to 10.
Okay, first of all, it don't matter. I'm a girl. I'm gonna say all girls are cute. Like, that's not even, like, accurate.
Oh,
my.
Yep.
Sorry, oh, just a sorry, you dirty. I must say, shout out to Maury Van Rap. See that, you dirty mother. Why you got rap living in your crib? What's up? Why is there raps in your crib, Kyle? Talk to me. Talk to me.
I don't know, bro.
This what blew up his streams? Cause I know he really in that New York joint, in that New York apartment with the rats running through that joint. But this what blew him up. Hey, but this real. This real. I ain't laughing at him crying, but like, you never know. You never know what it's gonna be, bro. You never know what the clip is gonna be.
So in 1 year, you became
After this clip went viral, Kai Cenat officially became one of the most iconic streamers the industry has seen and started his climb to the top. And well, y'all know the rest of that story. But the same as Michael Jackson, notice how the thing that sent him over the top into his stardom, his most iconic clips are of him not thinking. They are very spontaneous and they kind of just happen to him.
You good? You good? Bae, you good?
But this like him being his natural self though. I don't really think he forcing it, even if he is like playing up a situation. I don't think he's forcing it. I think that's really how he act, like loud. He got a loud personality in general, not just talking about the volume because he do scream a lot, but you know, it's just he just naturally is like that. He's not that's his natural state. It come easy to him to act like that. So when other people try to force it or copy him, it ain't as authentic.
What's up? It's on the phone. Nick, listen. Talk about
the blood clot is. Oh, you mean with the blood clot? You see what me I do? She did on the phone with a real general. No, put them up on the phone now. Put them on the bomber clot. Phone now.
He was just floating, being himself. By not forcing the viral moment, the universe naturally brings them. You ever tried to be funny around a group of people and it's just awkward because it's not funny? Versus when you're just in your element, you just talking your shit, you just...
Why you using Kevin Hart though? What Kevin Hart do on that stream? I know Kevin Hart is like, if you ever saw him like going back and forth roasting somebody, it's pretty funny. But like sometimes he do too much. But I wonder why he using Kevin Hart.
Joking, and the jokes just flow so well. When you chase the dog of ideas, it's in its nature to naturally run away. The grandest, most iconic moments, songs, and content is not well thought out or completely planned out most of the times in the beginning. More times than not, it is rather stumbled upon. The same way your best friend or partner, you end up meeting them one day because you happen to be late to class, or you sat in the wrong seat, or you randomly go into a store one day. Divine timing, some call it. The other big reason you must not think, and one of the most important, is due to the dichotomy of your self-image. As I said before, the limitations you have are the ones you put and think about yourself. Your perception.
He low-key spitting. You'll think yourself out. You'll think yourself out of situation. And you'll think yourself like smaller if you let your mind wonder or what state you in or what external factors impact your thinking to make you see yourself a certain way. But I see Michael Jordan as just B-roll, or where we going?
Of what you believe about yourself in your own life is what the world and people will reflect onto you. One thing I want y'all to realize is the most famous rich person y'all look up to and you wish you had their life, understand that they were once just like you. The spotlight, the money, the validation is a reflection of something that changed on the inside, not the outside. And once you apply that basic principle, you will realize there is nothing you can't have because you don't even think that there is anything you can't have. You naturally feel like you can have anything. A perfect example of this is Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Now, yes, we have all heard about the infamous story of Michael Jordan getting cut in 10th grade from his varsity team and getting sent.
Yeah, they love that damn story. But he was a sophomore Like nowadays, it's I know like probably if you're a freshman and you like that, you going to the NBA, you probably own varsity off the bat because you just that good, or you going to some prep school. But I feel like normally it's if you a sophomore, you just okay. You end up on a JV team. Like it ain't that bad. But this story,
down to JV. He was 5'10" at the time, and coaches didn't see too much of a promising future of him besides him just being a key role player. And with his parents being 5'10" and 5'5", it didn't seem like he had much growing to do either. But Michael Jordan thought different of himself. He didn't care about the limitations that the coaches put on him for just being a short role player, but also he didn't care about the same limitations that his parents' genetics put on him height-wise. Call me crazy, but I believe Michael Jordan was so delusional that he willed the body, height included, that he needed to accomplish his dreams.
I wish I had that will. I wish I had that will because I would have. I'm 6'6". I'm 6'7", 6'8". I should have had that. I wish I had that will to get myself there. You've been cooking this whole video, but this I might not be with you on this one, brother. I agree that Michael Jordan, his mindset. I think his mindset made him who he was. His competitiveness, because I'm a former athlete. I am very competitive. Like when it come down to even like small things, like very, very small things. If you could win, I want to win. And if you ever watch The Last Dance, you can see kind of how he took losses. Like he hated to lose. Like him and Kobe. That's why I love Jordan and I love Kobe because they just like, it's like losses and winning just was different to them. It felt like it was almost life and death. So I loved them for that, and they was like big inspirations for me coming up. Even though, height limitations kept me from playing, continuing to play basketball in the college, but that did snowball into me playing football in college. Like that mindset to keep on grinding, to keep on like continuing to go through it. So I think there is some thinking involved, like athlete wise. Like you could be naturally good, like you could just let it come to you. Like most of the time, if I was angry playing, I really wasn't thinking too much, but I just let my body do what it did, and I made some plays. If I got angry enough, and then I just stopped thinking. But I probably shouldn't have played like that all the time, but it did work in my favor. If it was a way for me to control that, hey, but let's see where you go with this.
Because when you try to think about it logically and rationalize it, when you try to look at yourself and go, that's not possible. Because when you try to think about it logically and rationalize it, he wasn't supposed to be nowhere near his height. None of his brothers even touched 5'9". When you think about it, it wasn't supposed.
It's just an anomaly, bro. It's just an anomaly. It's just DNA. He just hit the genetic jackpot that time. He probably got an uncle or granddad somewhere down the line that's 6'6" or something. Or he just won a genetic lottery. He just 6'6", crazy growth spurt, ate his Wheaties, drank his milk.
Supposed to happen that way. All of the signs were saying this ain't for you. If he thought about it, he would have logically told himself that rationally this was not possible. And a lot of people in that same position, no matter what it is in life, I'm gonna say 99% of people will succumb and continue to fall for that rationalization of thinking. Some people will say that's because he's 1 in a million, that he made it through and he accomplished and he growed that tall. But why is he 1 in a million? Because he believed. He didn't think. Because thinking requires logical proof to back it up. Belief and faith requires none of that. He believed that he was good enough to make it to the NBA. And after practice, confidence, and applying it, the world believed it too. His mind made his body believe it too and made him grow.
Determination, what your motives are, what your ambitions were from the beginning. It's been a lot of soul searching in terms of it's easy to sit back and say, well, I've given my best. I'm tired. Somebody else got to do it or whatever. I didn't take that approach. I thought positively and said, whatever I could do, every little inch of energy that I have, I'm going to try to provide for this team. I mean, if you give up, then they give.
That's what I'm talking about. The mindset. But I do, from what he said, though, I do think that me speaking personally, like when I thought too much, since we on sports, I performed the worst. When you didn't know your plays and you had to think about what you should do or where you should be or how you should attack some or how you should take an angle or tackle somebody, it never worked out for me. It never worked out for me. So it's truth to it. It's truth to it.
Give up, so I didn't want to give up, no matter how sick I was, or how tired I was, or how, low on energy I was. I felt the obligation, to my team, to the city of Chicago, to go out and give that extra effort.
For these things to work, you most importantly have to have a love for what you're doing. Each one of these individuals had a love for the thing they were doing, even when it was not working or it didn't look promising. And that's because love isn't thinking, it's in trusting, knowing, feeling. It's why a mama lion will die protecting her cub the same way your mom would for you. And only one of those creatures, us being the humans, have the ability to critically think and rationalize. It's why a mom can see a car on her baby and through brute strength lift it up. Love. It's the pure love that radiates through us all. It connects us. It requires no thinking. That alone will continue to fuel the fires of our souls and allow us to receive what is needed on our journeys. And that is the true art of not thinking.
Hey man, this is a good video. I'm glad I found it. Hey, Alex the Gemini. I think that's his name. Alex the Virgo. My bad, Alex the Virgo. I messed it up, but I did get it. It's a like. I'm gonna go ahead and subscribe to dog. It's a good video, man. But do not put limitations on yourself. If you take anything from this, like your mind will get in the way. If I thought too much about starting this YouTube channel, it would have never came to fruition. It would have never happened. Don't let your mind get in the way of doing what you really want to do in life, no matter what it is. For me, it was content. For you, it could be going to the gym. It could be talking to that person you want to talk to. It could be proposing. It could be going to college. It could be going back to school. It could be asking for that promotion. Don't matter what it is. Don't let your mind get in the way. Don't let your mind get in the way. If you want to do it, you can do it. And without further ado, I'm going to get us up out of here. Cool.